Today on 9 News Mornings, the number of reported hate crimes is on the rise in Colorado. This morning, we're diving into the reasons behind the growing numbers and what the data isn't showing. Early voting begins today in some parts of the state. We're getting you ready for Election Day, now just 2 weeks away. New this morning, electric vehicles and e-bikes might be better for the environment, but the batteries used to power them can have consequences of their own. Plus, saying goodbye to racing at Bandimere. We're looking back on decades of this Colorado staple. And just one day to go until the Nuggets raise their championship banner. And some good news just in time for the start of the season. 9 News Mornings starts now. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Taking a live look at downtown Denver, dark and early this morning. Mother Nature's going to be kind to us by, just slowly easing us into quite change coming up this weekend. Ed's got all the details. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey Rose here with Jordan Chavez.
Yeah, now let's get over to Ed Green for a look at your forecast. Ed, we're going to be bundling up coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to drop about 40 degrees. Now, it is going to take us all week to get there, but we're going to be near 80 today and maybe only 39 by Sunday. And that 39 for Sunday may be optimistic. That's how this system is looking.
I'm glad I have a warm Halloween costume. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, you do.
That's right. Let's take a look at what we've got going on right now. And we do have at the 45 degrees right now as you take a look with mostly clear skies. And that's what we're going to see today. At the current temperatures, mostly 30s and 40s right now, 20s, 30s for the high country. We've got 40s and 50s to the west. We do have a couple of showers, even some lightning strikes. Look at northwestern Colorado, some snow in northern Utah, but that's all going to just dissipate, move out of the state, and most of us will see sunny skies pretty much border to border. And with that in Denver, 79 degrees. 63 would be the normal high. We're 10 degrees above that tomorrow. Maybe a few sprinkles during the afternoon hours, then 75 on your Wednesday, 65 on your Thursday. So here we're easing it into you. 51 on Friday. Saturday, 46 degrees and maybe not out of the 30s, Erica, on Sunday.
Oh, those changes are coming with a vengeance, Ed. Thank you so much. Right now, as you get ready to head out the door, we're dealing with a major closure. This is westbound I-70 between Central Park and 270. Denver police tweeted out this happened about 6 hours ago overnight. It was a fatal crash involving two vehicles. This full stop closure still here. The scene is clear as far as the vehicles involved and debris, but things are still under investigation. So as they kind of give us a wide view, we're now backing up almost to 225. Folks are being detoured right off of the interstate, but this is causing big headaches for drivers in this area. Of course, we know westbound I-70 is a main thoroughfare. So let's go ahead and bring it to CDOT. So this is just another view from the ground here of that full closure from our 270 CDOT camera. And this is behind it at Havana where you can really see the gridlock. Taking it to the graphics just to give you a little bit of context, this is really the only thing that we are dealing with. But as far as delays go, like I mentioned, almost slowing to 225 past Peoria with speeds down to about 13 miles per hour.
Erica, thank you. Right now, 2 police officers in Lafayette are on leave after they shot a person accused of stabbing his father. This all began with a disturbance call at the home near Baseline Road and Highway 42 just before 3 yesterday morning. When officers got there, they saw the son stabbing his father. Police say they tried to get him to stop but ended up shooting him. That was less than 5 minutes after the 911 call came in. The father and son were both taken to the hospital. We're working to get an update on how they're doing. Officers say they'll recommend criminal charges for the son. A critical response team in Boulder will investigate the shooting, and the officers are on administrative leave, which is standard protocol.
Police in Aurora say a 19-year-old is in custody accused of shooting and killing his stepfather. It happened around 12:45 yesterday morning at a home on Applewood Drive behind the Southlands Mall. The man died at the hospital. Police have not shared what led up to the shooting, just that they think the teen shot his 38-year-old stepfather. They also say they were getting ready to serve a search warrant to find the gun.
New overnight in the Israel-Hamas war, the United Nations says a second aid convoy is now in Gaza. It brought food, water, and medical equipment that people need badly there. Right now, the White House is asking Israel to delay a ground invasion of Gaza, trying to buy time to get hostages out and bring in more humanitarian aid. Israel has already launched more airstrikes in Gaza today. The whole world is feeling the effects of this war, including in Illinois, where a 6-year-old boy was killed in an anti-Islamic attack. Police say the family's landlord went into their home and stabbed that little boy. Last night, the community came together to hold a vigil for him. The boy's mother is now out of the hospital, and the suspect is charged with a hate crime. Right now, investigators in Detroit are trying to figure out who killed a synagogue president outside of her home. Police say Samantha Wool was stabbed multiple times. Investigators say there is no evidence to suggest the killing was motivated by anti-Semitism, but they still have not identified a suspect or possible motive.
And Corey, you know, here in Colorado, leaders are truly worried about a growing number of hate crimes across our state. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live now. And Courtney, new numbers show the highest number of hate crimes ever recorded in Colorado.
Yeah, that's right, Jordan. Last year, there was a 14% increase in hate crimes, according to a recent report, an annual report by the FBI. It was the single highest number that we've ever seen here in Colorado. In 2022, there was 317 hate crimes reported in the state to the FBI. More than half of those reports made were hate crimes relating to race or ethnicity. The second highest category came under sexual orientation, making up 21% of reports. Jeremy Shaver with Hate Free Colorado says even more hate crimes are happening than are reported. He says nearly 3 in 10 Colorados have experienced some sort of verbal harassment, property damage, or even physical injury over the last 5 years, but only 18% reported it.
So hate crimes that are anti-sexual orientation or anti-gender identity, we're seeing some of the really divisive rhetoric happening in the country, having an impact on how people relate to the LGBTQ community.
The increase in hate crimes is also coinciding with an increase of reports submitted to the FBI. Shaver says that law enforcement agencies are doing a better job of catching these incidences and also providing resources to victims. Jordan.
All right, Courtney, we appreciate your reporting. Now, experts say one thing to keep in mind is that hate crimes don't just happen. They say it often starts with dangerous rhetoric. The director of the Center for Media, Religion and Culture at CU Boulder says the way that people are responding to the war in Israel and Gaza is often problematic, especially when it comes to politicians. He says he's seen a lot of them spread rumors without actually fact-checking, and he's also seen politicians spread ideas rooted in hate.
These are senators who are using language and rhetoric that they know is inflammatory, is incendiary, but they continue doing it. And it continues. You know, Marco Rubio said, respond disproportionately. Nikki Haley said, finish them. Governor DeSantis said, all Palestinians are anti-Semitic.
Says when people see things like that, they start to spread it as well, and those ideas are what can end up leading to hate crimes. He says it's important for everyone to first check that something is accurate before they share it and lead with empathy instead of hate.
It's 6:06 right now, and today House Republicans are set to go back to the drawing board in their search for a House Speaker. Representative Jim Jordan is out of the running after several failed votes. Now there are 9 new candidates trying to win the seat. Tonight, House Republicans will meet to try to narrow that down to 1. If they can agree, the whole House could vote as soon as tomorrow. In the meantime, several lawmakers who opposed Jordan's speakership say they're dealing with death threats now. Colorado Congressman Ken Buck says he's received multiple threats and told NBC News he's being evicted from his local offices because of his votes.
An update this morning, a lawsuit seeking to block former President Donald Trump from appearing on Colorado's ballot in 2024 can move forward. A judge rejected several attempts by Trump and the Colorado Republican Party to shut down the lawsuit. The lawsuit argues that Trump is disqualified from running for office based on the 14th Amendment. Part of the amendment says anyone who takes part in an insurrection is disqualified from holding office in the future. It is possible the lawsuit could go to trial in the coming weeks.
A live look in Denver now. We are 15 days out until Election Day in the city. Ballots are now out. Counting of those starting to arrive by mail can begin today. And don't forget, it is not too late to register. You can register online or all the way up to Election Day if you're voting in person. So here are some dates to know as we get closer. Today, early in-person voting begins in some locations. Your last day to mail your ballot back will be on Halloween. That's 1 week from tomorrow. After that, you have to take it and put it in a drop box. The deadline to vote in person is 7 o'clock election night. You can find more information about how to vote in your county at govotecolorado.gov.
Before you fill out your ballot, 9 News and our partners at the Denver Gazette are hosting a debate on the statewide question Proposition HH, that proposal to use Tabor money for property tax relief. You can watch live tonight at 7 o'clock. Our Marshall Zellinger will moderate that debate. Now, one thing to note, it will only be streaming. You can watch it live on our 9 News app, 9 News Plus, as well as the Gazette platforms.
And one thing you want to know about the weather today, the stats. We're going for a high of 79 degrees today. Believe it or not, the normal high would be 63 for this time of year. The record, 87 from 1973. And look at this, exactly 100 years before that, the record low of 16.
Thank you so much. And after a 6-hour overnight closure, in the last couple seconds, westbound I-70 just reopened here between Central Park and 270 as we look live from Sky 9. So we've got a couple middle lanes open. Those crews that were blocking the interstate are slowly clearing out here. But again, in the last few seconds, all lanes just reopened of westbound I-70 from an overnight fatal crash. So delays are going to take some time to fully clear out because we're backed up to 225, but definitely some good news right here.
Erica, thank you. It's 6:09 right now, and we're finally waking up to a Broncos win and their first win at home this season.
That's right. One of the big pieces in that win, wide receiver Courtland Sutton.
At wide receiver from Southern Methodist, number 14, Courtland Sutton.
Wilson loads it up, home run ball down the west sideline, a diving effort by Courtland Sutton. Courtland with a great grab.
You know, the O-line had to protect and hold up so that Russ can have time to get the ball out, which they did an amazing job all day of giving us chances to be able to go make plays.
Ball caught, a perfectly thrown slant route, and Courtland Sutton's got his 4th catch of the half. Throws the ball, he's got a wide open receiver who gathers it in, touchdown Denver.
You know, it's nice to be able to get in the box, but it's not really just for myself. Just, you know, I love to be able to contribute and help, you know, the team be successful. And I know that myself being able to get in the box is what is going to help us be successful. And
did we mention Courtland Sutton's having a day?
You know, it's just really good to be able to see a play come together, something that we worked on, something that we knew that we got the right look. We wanted to be able to execute, and watch it come together was really nice.
Got man coverage and a perfectly thrown fade route to Courtland.
A lot of people don't believe in us, and, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about the character and the heart that's in this locker room. And, you know, I believe in these guys. We all believe in each other, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
So our Broncos analyst Ryan Harris will join us live at 6:30 to talk more about Sutton's game, break down the Broncos win, and help us get ready for the Chiefs' next game.
Now just one day to go until the Nuggets raise their championship banner. Their first game of the regular season is tomorrow at home against the Lakers. Some more good news. Head coach Michael Malone says that Michael Porter Jr. and Christian Braun will be good to go tomorrow. Porter had been dealing with a sprained ankle. Braun has been dealing with a calf contusion. They both sat out for preseason.
And why wait to celebrate the Nuggets tomorrow when we could start today? The city of Denver is unveiling a new street sign right across from Ball Arena that will say Championship Way. It's in honor of the Nuggets championship last season and the Avs and Mammoth championships the year before. All 3 mascots will be there. The unveiling is happening today at noon.
Well, we know e-bikes and EVs are better for the environment, but new research shows the batteries in them are doing some damage of their own. We are back at 6:14 now on your Monday morning. A dark look from our camera at Coors Field this morning as we get ready for another day in the 70s before some pretty big changes this week. Ad's back with your forecast here in just a couple of minutes. All right, that smartphone you use, the electric vehicle you may drive, your laptop, all of them rely on lithium-ion batteries.
The material inside those batteries is cobalt, and it comes from mines in Africa. And new research out of Boulder shows that mining is also polluting parts of Africa. Keely Chalmers shows us the findings.
We are smack dab in the middle of a clean energy revolution. More and more people are driving electric vehicles which rely on lithium-ion batteries, most of which contain cobalt. According to the Cobalt Institute, in 2022, 73% of the world's supply of cobalt was mined in Africa's Copper Belt, a region between Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. According to the U.S. Bureau of Mines and the U.S. Geological Survey, cobalt production in that area increased about 600% between 1990 and 2021. The question, did that increase in production mean an increase in pollution?
In Africa, there's barely regulation at the moment.
Peter Nell Leveld wanted to find out. Leveld is director of the Atmospheric Chemistry Lab at the National Center for Atmospheric Research in Boulder. She recently completed a study using satellite data to measure emissions from these cobalt and copper mines in Africa.
And we also showed that the increase in this pollution relates to an increase in production.
Much of the pollution caused by the heavy diesel machinery used in the mines. Leyveld found the mining operations had significant impact on the air quality of nearby communities.
So you clearly see that the high nitrogen dioxide values are on top of the mine. Pollution also spreads over the city which is next to it. Air pollution is really important to consider, an important aspect for health.
Leyveld and NCAR are now working with scientists in Africa to increase regulations on the mining there, because the clean energy revolution will continue. Cobalt will continue to be needed. The researchers just want it mined, with the health of nearby communities top of mind.
I see my task as delivering the best data we can. And of course the countries and the policymakers themselves have to decide what to do with it.
Keely Chalmers, 9 News.
Now, Leyveld and her colleagues are also advocating to get a satellite into space over the global south that can take these kinds of measurements multiple times a day. We already have those kinds of satellites over the north, in the United States and Europe, but right now there are no plans to launch any that would monitor the south.
And as far as our weather goes, it's going to be a very nice day again today, much like the weekend. We'll be near 80 degrees, and then things just start to change as we head toward the weekend. First of all, let's go to the Atlantic here, and you can see this is now a hurricane. It was a tropical storm last week. Just a minimal hurricane, only a category wind, winds at 80 miles an hour. And see this little speck? That is Bermuda. It is going to go to the east, but then it's going to come back, and almost right now looks like it may a direct hit on Bermuda, 2 a.m. on Saturday. So we're watching this one very carefully. And then we have Tropical Storm Otis. This is what's left of Norma, which had a lot of rain. This is Otis down here. It's 45-mile-an-hour winds moving north at about 5 miles an hour, and it's just going to make landfall over Mexico. That's about it. As far as our weather goes, you can see a front that's coming down, and this is just a series of fronts that's going to change our weather as the week goes on. Right now, we have a couple of scattered showers of thunderstorms and some snow over in Utah. Otherwise, not much going on around our state today, so we'll see a lot of sunshine around here, and the temperatures will be warm. Start off with clear skies tomorrow, and then maybe a few sprinkles tomorrow afternoon, and really that is going to be about it. We clear it out again for your Wednesday. So look at these highs today, 70s and 80s over the eastern plains, 50s, 60s, 70s as you head to the mountains and west. So your Denver forecast, mostly sunny skies today, 79 degrees. Clear tonight and 46. Then tomorrow, 73 degrees. That's still 10 above normal for this time of year. Maybe a few late day sprinkles or showers. 75 on your Wednesday, 65 on Thursday as we start to cool it down. Cooler still on Friday at 51, then only 46 with rain or snow showers on Saturday. Only in the 30s on Sunday with rain or snow showers, and maybe a few morning flurries, and 40 degrees for the high on your Monday.
Ed, typical Colorado to go from one extreme to the next. Thank you so much. Right now, we want to get you started with a live look from Sky 9. So that westbound I-70 crash we were dealing with that full closure between Central Park and 270 is clear and back open. Now they are showing us still the backups and the residual delays from that crash. This is I-70 and 225 with delays on that westbound side this morning. So still a big mess clearing out at this hour. We want to bring you to CDOT, kind of give you the views here. So this is I-70 and 270, lanes headed toward us westbound. That's still where we're dealing with that heavy volume clearing out, because for 6 hours, the interstate was shut down overnight because of a fatal crash. This is behind it at Havana, still at a crawl. 225 in Mississippi, overall in pretty good shape. I-25, though, in Thornton, we are moving very slowly here in those southbound lanes at Thornton Parkway, and that's just because of morning volume. So taking you to our graphics to check in. I-70 travel on that westbound side between 225 and I-25 about 11 minutes. So not terrible between that stretch, but we were dealing with delays past 225 because of that earlier crash. Eastbound side not giving us any trouble. Fort Collins commute fully in the clear, headed toward the metro through Meade, Erie, Lafayette, down toward Broomfield. If you're going to be traveling on I-25 in the metro between the tech center and downtown, northbound drive 14, southbound drive a quick 12. And check this out, surprisingly, no delays as you get ready to travel into Commerce City on westbound 76. You still have the green light and a 13-minute commute. We do have a heads up, though. Parts of I-25 will be closed this week. Crews will be working on new signs above the interstate. This is part of CDOT's project to add express lanes and replace bridges. Overnight closures will run through November 13th.
There's spooky music for Halloween, plenty of Christmas songs, and now a new soundtrack just for Thanksgiving, and it might sound familiar to you.
We're following breaking traffic news. Sky 9 just got over our newest scene of the morning. This is eastbound Colfax, east of 225, right near Sable Boulevard, if you're familiar with that area. We were just getting a first look at this scene this hour. Full shutdown on that eastbound side, one lane closed on the westbound side of Colfax in this area. We counted at least 5 vehicles involved in the crash. There is extreme amounts of debris in the area as well. Again, following a multi-vehicle crash on eastbound Colfax, east of 225. Fire crews on scene, EMTs are on scene. We just saw one of them trying to leave the area right now. We don't have any further details about injuries or what exactly happened in this area, but you will certainly be dealing with some extreme delays on that eastbound side of Colfax in this area. We will, of course, bring you any more information as soon as we learn it.
Wow, and thank you, Erica. Boy, you have clear skies around here. Really nice morning going on. 45 degrees, well above the normal low for this time of year. A couple of showers over northwestern Colorado. Otherwise, we have mostly clear skies. That's what we'll see in Denver today. Look at the high, near 80 degrees. Tomorrow, 73 degrees. 63 is normal for this time of year. Maybe a few sprinkles tomorrow. Then Wednesday, nice, 75 degrees. Seasonal on Thursday with partly cloudy skies and 65. Then 51 on Fridays. We start to cool it down. And look at your Saturday, 46 degrees. With rain and snow showers possible and colder still for your Sunday.
If I'm ready for all that, Ed, thank you so much. Thanksgiving is 1 month from today, if you can believe it. For the first time, you can eat your Thanksgiving dinner to the classic Peanuts soundtrack. All the songs from A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving are now available. It's the 13 original songs from the special, plus 9 bonus songs that have never been heard before. You can buy a CD or vinyl version. You can also stream it online. If you want to watch A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, that's available on Apple TV+.
A CD?
A CD.
Oh,
I guess they still
people
have
do that
those.
still. Okay.
I know the vinyls really made a comeback.
That's
but
true.
Yeah. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in New York City. The iconic Rockefeller Center ice rink is open for the season. It's been around since 1939. It's been featured in tons of movies and television shows. I'm sure you've seen it. More than 250,000 people usually skate there every year. Corey, you're actually good at ice skating.
You know, I mean, I'm okay. I'm decent at it.
I don't really. I'm terrible.
We know this.
Yeah, we know
that
this.
part.
And the Radio City Rockettes are starting to rehearse for their Christmas spectacular. They have a few weeks to practice. Then they'll start performances November 17th, of course, during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on Thanksgiving morning, which you can watch right here on 9 News. I used to want to be a Rockette, but there's a height requirement. So that was a hard no I learned at a young age.
You're not even close.
The kind of,
Dreams crush.
Their heights across the border pretty
Yeah.
even. Meanwhile, Ed and I over here working on our high kicks. One day, Ed, we're going to get
Yes,
it.
yeah, we could do that. Oh, I can feel it hurting already.
Did anybody else get a little nervous when she said Thanksgiving's a little more than a month away?
I know.
I feel like it's creeping up on
My
us.
stomach
Almost
tightened up when you said
October,
that.
like Halloween's almost here. I don't know where the
My
time's
stomach
gone.
opened up.
That's fair.
I'm with you, friend. It's finally a good day to be a Broncos fan. We're chatting with Ryan Harris about what went right in the game against the Packers, plus what might happen before next week's trade deadline.
CDOT is no longer giving warnings for those who weave in and out of the express lanes. After the break, I'll tell you how many fines they've given out and how much it will cost you if you get caught.